I'm Dylan Gott, and welcome to the very first fucking episode of John and Dylan Online, a show where two comedians do half-assed research into internet history. Joining me is my co-host, who will introduce the subject of our very first show, John Hastings.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's I, John Hastings. I'm both hands up, Dylan. Both hands up. Both hands up. Why are we showing both of our hands? Why are we showing both of our hands? That's because today, no fap, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to up the amount of chi. We attempt to improve the amount of ball elasticity. And let's not forget to improve our very important goos. Ladies and
I
gentlemen,
don't know. Are those sound effects? I hope those are linked up because I can't really hear them, but I really hope that the audience, who I assume are sipping on an apple cider, surrounded by their family, and very, very, in patterned sweaters
I
in a
hope
fire.
people are wearing a nice gingham top. No underneath,
Ooh.
because it is no fap. You want to test yourself. Your family's in the other room, and they could enter at any time to go, why are you sipping on apple cider vinegar and calling it cider? That's not a fire. That's just an orange blanket thrown over a chair. Don't fuck with me. I'm not trying not to jack off.
Me and John are 37-year-old stand-up comedians,
Correct.
and the reason I think that No Fap is a good first episode is because I don't think there's any more widely done weird conspiracy thing in stand-up comedy other than No Fap. Old and young, nobody's fapping anymore. John, it's a fucking pandemic out there of no fapping.
Well, not no one's no fapping. I'm still keeping it. I'm keeping it up for the
We're
fap.
very fap.
Yeah, Dylan and I did this power. If this podcast was powered by any fuel, it would become this
Yeah. We
this podcast.
we run on fucking gum, baby.
Podcast is a Tesla. It's a Tesla that runs on cum. I'll call Elon Musk a
Mm.
genius when he invents a car that you just jack off into and then it runs for a
Mhm.
full day. Oh, we're gonna more fuel in the car.
Thick
You know what I mean?
fucking Elmer's glue, but like more so. You fucking here's what I do. I take a brick out, I nut on the brick, and I fucking put another brick on top of that. That's how I built my house myself, John.
Right. I'm a big Pink Floyd fan. I was listening to the
Mhm.
song "The Wall." You said another brick in the wall. I was jacking off while I heard that. Now I got a house. You built your house.
That's fucking sick. It's a hot song.
Yeah, yeah, I fucking did.
My fuck playlist is just money over and over again.
My
10
fuck
minutes.
playlist is just the song
Yeah.
"Mother" over and over again.
There you go. That's why we fap so much.
Yeah, exactly. If you fap so much, it makes nothing weird.
Yeah. Oh, you're into MILF porn? Just the M is enough for me.
And why are there a
Just
bunch of
mother.
photos of your dad in this bathroom? He's my aspiration. Shit inspiration. That's right. What?
Yeah. Fucking one for the butt, one for the dick. Anyway, that's how we want to start this show, buddy.
Ladies
John,
and
hit another sound
gentlemen.
effect that may or may not work.
Okay, yeah. Did that work?
That one definitely worked.
Oh yeah, that one was horrible.
We're talking about NoFap and semen retention as well. And before we get to NoFap, which everyone says, oh, this new NoFap,
Yeah.
I just want to get into the history of not beating off, John.
Thank you so
Very,
much.
very briefly, because we both do stand-up comedy and
Completely. Now,
goddamn.
before you go into the history of not beating off, I would like to just say, because this is an internet culture podcast talking about various
Ooh.
internet culture things, that when it comes to something like NoFap and basically anything that's part of internet lore or internet medical history, there are going to be legitimately 1,000 fathers of this theory. And like everything on the internet, one of them will be relatively good, and one of them will just be in service of Hitler. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the NoFap movement in a sentence. These people are just trying to sort of somewhat medically experiment on themselves and it's really not doing anything. Yes, that's right. And those guys over there believe if you jack off, you're against Hitler. So pick a side.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is the thing is a thing that like it seemingly weird and harmless. It just gets co-opted by Nazis. Like almost everything is co-opted by Nazis. I would be shocked if bronies weren't like the fact that bronies weren't then just made into fascists somehow. Like bronies just kind of stayed pretty. I guess bronies, it's kind of hard to make that super masculine. Somehow not jacking off has become super masculine. But I
I'm
mean, go for it.
I'm working on a theory, which is there is like a weirdness v Nazi index, which is everything on the internet has a touch of weirdness no matter what. Then you get like Brony is the perfect example. Brony is on that line of we would use this to try and create more Nazis, but they're dressed like fuzzy horses. I don't fucking think so. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and also legit Nazis, the first Nazis, baby, the OG Nazis, though they also believed you shouldn't beat off.
Yeah, of course. Like, but anyone who's going to exercise any sort of control is going to say don't beat off, because what it does is it gives you the reason why there's so many
You
supposed
hang
health
out, you
is it
chill,
it
you
just
lie
gives
down.
you a sense of accomplishment, and also it gives you a little tingle down below when your nuts are full, because your brain is like, yo, time to splash.
That is true though. Like when you juice yourself, it fucking does give you a feeling of accomplishment.
As long as
And
you've
you
gone
don't want that if you're trying to make everyone beat up people in the streets.
answer my question, how long as you've gone no nutting? I was part of a competition. I went 31 days.
31 days. I've never been in a competition. I think it's cheating if you're over 30 or 40 if you did that. When did you do the competition?
20s, early
Oh
20s.
fuck. Oh
That's
fuck.
right.
That is crazy. You must have like just fucking, I don't know, beat
We it
someone
was
up in the streets with your
can we
fists.
all go to 30, and all of us made it to 30 like as a group of friends, and then it was just let's see how long you can go to 35. One guy went to 35 and described when he jacked off, he's like, I felt like I needed to stand up and I almost cried.
Oh yeah, the first time I jacked off, so much came out.
After how long did you go for in a competition?
My competition, I never had a competition. The longest I've ever done without jacking off is probably like just because of family vacations, like probably like 2 weeks.
That's a man right there. That's a man. Everyone stand up for Dylan. I'm not going to because they'll get out a camera shot. Let's applaud. That's it. You know what Dylan is here?
Mm.
Because we're, by the way, this podcast is also launching our new internet health trend, some fap. Not all the time.
Yeah. How about this for a FAP? It's like, yeah, it's we'll do intermittent fasting for beating off only midnight to 6 a.m. That's when
Exactly.
you
That's what's
wake
your
up
fap?
early. That's what we'll do. We'll be like, we'll get one of those fucking things where it's the wake up 4 a.m. beat off back to bed. That's
Can
what
we
I
not
do.
call it? Can we not call it a fat like our it's our feeding window? Can we call it a sticky wicket? Is when you're allowed
Oh,
to
that's
get off?
good.
Yeah.
My shoot window. I'm in my
Exactly.
shoot window, so you're gonna have to leave me alone.
Yo, I'm in my period, so I'm gonna need you all to either stick around or leave.
There's one comedian who went up. The reason I mentioned it is because like all these younger comedians do it, which I get because it's like they kind of been watching porn full. Like we started watching porn at the same age because I looked it up and like still like the average age of someone the first time they see porn is like 12 or
Oh,
13, which for me checks out. But like we just had one porn. Like we're millennials. You had one porn, some, and it was always weird.
this
Like
is the thing, is that we were the last vestige of you would find porno in the woods because people couldn't keep porno in their homes because like what if
yeah.
my wife finds it?
Oh yeah, I never
Which
even
by the
thought.
way,
Why was there
people
porno in the woods? It was fucking like married men after
was
work going into
I
the
want you to
woods.
know it took me thinking about that on an airplane back from Australia to figure that out. That was figured out 2 days ago by me. That should have been so much clearer to all of us. And still I was like, I assume just God loves me and my friends, so we found porno in the woods. I found out recently that a marriage almost broke up because it was discovered that the husband had been to strip clubs and the wife was like, absolutely not,
Wow.
disgusting. And I went overhearing this conversation, and I should be a bit more candid because this just took place. I in my head was like, you should break up now. This person sounds horrendous. They're like, you
Yeah.
committed past crime. That's
You
past crime.
can't. That's great. The what was it? No, where is this with another comedian who just got fired from his strip club job? And he was saying, I was like, yeah, that strip club's weird because you get a lap dance and that they like try and initiate sex like pretty quick. Like usually it's like 3 songs and they're like, do you want to have sex with me? And you just go no or
Well,
yes.
I'm going to say
But
this right now. I have never had a stripper. I've only had one lap dance ever in my life, and that's mostly because it was at Dylan's bachelor party. That was
oh
the
yeah, the one
night.
stripper called you gay.
Yeah, the stripper accused me of being gay for not wanting a lamp dance, and then a cool goth one showed up, and I was like,
A
"I'm
lamp
in."
dance.
Yeah, I would like a lap dance from the Lord of Darkness, please.
That one was that we went to strip clubs on a Monday in
Uh,
England, and
First of
in
all,
England
Dylan,
they are
shut the
not.
fuck up. We went to
Go
a
for
strip
it.
club on a Sunday, which is actually worse.
Yes, on the Lord's Day.
On the Lord's Day, it was you, me, and another comedian, and then three black guys in a big strip club, and that is it.
Huge strip club, more dancers than there were customers, and that is not a good scenario because they were like all they were all Eastern European, and they were all like, why aren't you giving us money? Why the
Yeah,
fuck are you here? And it's like, we're just here, man.
yeah. It's
No one was playing it cool. You know
Can
what?
I say this? Can I
In
say this
Canada,
about?
they'll be like, you want to
Yeah,
talk? No, you don't. And then they'll just go on their phone. And it's so funny to see a dancer in like dressed like that, but then just on their phone because it's like they're in the most crazy outfit, but then they're like, yeah, I'm just playing fucking Spider Solitaire over here. Like,
exactly. I'm on Candy Crush, and that's also my name on the stage.
yeah,
A friend of mine pointed this out about American strip clubs, which I really like, which is because they're still, it's just they get their tits out. It's just like it just feels like a bar that like where people have gone fucking nuts. Because a lot of American strip clubs,
yeah.
no VIP lounge, no bottoms. It's just literally they just play a Poison song every 2 minutes, and a woman comes out and just boobies. And so there's like an element of like, this is fucking. You know what this party is? This party is fun. Let's have a cocktail.
Yeah, the idea that they serve strip food at strip clubs in the states, and it's known, and like they're and people like it. Like I remember in the bubble, the NBA bubble, and during COVID, where they had like created this place where they literally had created a society where COVID did not exist,
Yeah,
and a guy on the first day broke
of course,
contain
of course.
to get chicken wings from a strip club.
Because you have to understand, especially in Atlanta, is the one where I've heard, which is like literally, I heard people be like, "We are not going to Jones's. They don't make the good club sandwich anymore. We're going over to Stinky Pete Cheetahs." And you're like, "What? What?" You're
The
like,
idea of like getting good food
"Shitty," but
and seeing a naked woman is fantastic to me, but not for the fappers. They would go there and be like, no, it's so weird to have something that is puritanical but you don't believe in God. Like, it seems like, why don't you jack off? Well, I want to go to heaven and live in paradise forever. Okay, that makes sense to me. Why don't you jack off? Because then testosterone, I don't, the stats. You're like, okay, I honestly am on the side of the religious person more.
so what it is it's this thing of, because there's a lot of things in society where people don't feel like there's any sort of control. They don't feel like they're a part of anything, and which is why you get these very bizarre communities with really rigid rule structures like popping up, and they pop up and are sort of taken up in their period of the internet. So the No Fap movement was created by a web developer in Pittsburgh named Alexander Rhodes. And here's the thing with Alexander Rhodes. He's a very 2011 personality, which is the internet in that time was still sort of the last vestiges of the pet.com era, but merged with sort of the beginnings of millennial douchery, i.e., a lot of things have a Eastern mysticism, kind of like faux granola crunchy health aspect to it. Going completely to Dylan's stupid point made by a really hot guy is it's this idea of creating this community out of nothing. 2011, we're 3 years post the economic crash. There was, especially in the United States, there was such insecurity financially in terms of employment. This is really another rise of the whole idea of the 4chan NEET community. So not in education, um, uh, not in education, something or training. So the idea that all you're doing is just existing online. And through that, people are finding new communities, places for self improvement, because there's a lot of people suffering from depression and all those sort of things. Someone like Alexander Rhodes reads now fucking a now disavowed study in 2003 about how not jacking off literally makes you Superman, and people that are just looking for a solution. And also, let's be totally honest, Dylan and I are both absolute Pied Pipers of self pie. But
Yeah.
there is a level, and Dylan will talk about this a lot because of his interaction with younger comedians. And I've actually noticed it too. But there's like a lot of people that are like, I've been jacking off to tentacle porn since I was 14. And I got to tell you that right now, just the idea of a woman makes me want to throw up. I am into a tree that's made of tits. And then it's like, oh God. So they're having to scale back to the point because they can't get bonairs anymore.
Yeah.
Because what
Yeah,
they're
that's
in,
a couple of comics were like that, where they were like they had erectile dysfunction at 16 because they just like seeing a woman and a man have sex was like boring to them by the time they were 14, and it just got
Yep.
weird, and they're like, yeah, I don't know, I was with this girl, but at no point did she run me over with a car, so how am I supposed to get hard for that horse shit?
It's like the darkest version of the time a friend of mine, who is a gay gentleman, said, "If I have to have one more threesome, I swear to God, I'm just going to be bored." And I remember thinking that, being like, "How have you gotten to a place where you're literally like, enough with the threesomes? How have you gotten there?"
Because that's how you should be living, baby.
Exactly.
That's the other thing is like some people we'll talk about celebrities who do not fap in a bit, and I feel like some of that is cheating, where it's like, yeah, you're a millionaire, you don't have to masturbate, you are having regular sex with literally whoever you want.
Also, age is a huge aspect to it. Like, I think it's
Age
also,
is
like,
huge.
if you're no fapping at 20, that shows some real steel will. Also, man, that's when you got a Mustang. Take it for a ride. Ow.
Yeah. Here's some. Well, I mean, I said celebrities, but historically, we talked about the Nazis. Another famous no fap guy who obviously it wasn't. He wasn't online. John Havert Kellogg, who made the Kellogg's Corporation. He was a Seventh Day Adventist, which basically was like, "Hey, Protestants are pretty weird. Let's make that a bit
Yeah,
weirder."
exactly. It's one of the many things that America does not get credit for, which was Christians got to America and they were like, this seems like a place where Christianity can get weird. And it's like, yeah, man, there are no one just holding a bunch of snakes here.
Oh yeah,
Like, what?
baby. Yeah, most of the thing about Kellogg's was like the breakfast back in the late 1800s were super heavy. Like there was like gravy at breakfast, and John Harvey Kellogg, in the most Protestant thing I've ever heard, was like, "Food's too tasty now. We need to fucking half that taste, and it should be food should be unendingly punishing.
Hmm.
Masturbation is a sin. Why? Feels good. Nothing should feel good.
Chairs are
I
bad.
move to make the ground just rocks.
Hmm.
Sand is banned."
Yeah. Seats banned. Beds
Mm.
banned.
Oh yeah.
Legs cut off. Everyone has stumps now.
Yeah, you just stomachs and chewing. Yeah,
Can I
only if
also
it's rocks. Rocks
can
are
I
the only food now.
say this about any corporation that goes back to the 1800s? Like, watch out for how unfun the origins are. The origins always of a company in the
Oh my
1800s
god, yeah.
were literally like, how'd you make your money? Well, I knew a bunch of people from another country, and my great great grandfather really wanted to kill them, but he knew that was illegal, so he just blew them up in a tunnel and later sold that to a railroad. Now we have billions, and it's just like, oh god. Or it's like, what did you invent? Oh, do you know that weird, terrible tasting food in the morning your grandfather had to eat because he had heart problems, and your grandmother was like, no more eggs? That.
Oh yeah,
Can
baby.
I also
That's
just
what
say,
I love.
why
Mhm.
isn't there gravy at breakfast? If we're gonna have what a better time to start the day. What a better time than gravy in the morning? What am I gonna have gravy in the evening when my day's already done and I'm sad? I mean, you would have such a
You
better day.
start the day bad.
Start the day great. How was your day? I dipped this fucking egg sandwich in gravy. You
No,
fucking
you
punk.
don't dip. There was no dip. It was literally like I
Now
have a
I'm adapting it
old
to now.
bucket of gravy, and I have an old bucket that I use for mop water. I'm not rinsing it out. I'm just free pouring gravy on this. Also, gravy. I love that like the late 1800s people would be like, we need to get back to what we were, before 150 years ago. It's like somehow we were actually less healthy.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, that's so true. You can look at like studies now. Well, it's like that's true of now. There's so many people that are way less like there's so much more food and so many people way more unhealthy, even though they have way more food. And it's like, why? And it's like, well, they're just eating styrofoam and the color orange. God damn it.
Oh, buddy. But orange tastes good. So here is the official description from the NoFap website. We are not an anti-porn or anti-masturbation website. We're a recovery website. As we do not advocate against people engaging in moderate use of either, we're here for people whose porn use and masturbation have become excessive, out of control, and detrimental to their lives. We've existed since 2011, and the World Health Organization formally began recognizing compulsive sexual behavior disorder in 2019. That's what they were campaigning for a long time, and it finally happened. So, I mean, that is whatever. That is, yeah. Obviously, if you're jacking off too much, maybe scale it back. Also, I do like that their logo is just a rocket ship taking off. Sure.
Complete. I completely agree because that looks like cum leaving your dick. Let's be completely honest. Second of all, I want to just point out, and this is something that's so indicate when it coming to any sort of subculture. Whenever they're referencing something that's supposedly to give them esteem and credibility, but there's a detail off of it, this is always the case. And this is a classic one where they were like, we're recognized by the World Health Organization that says this thing we don't like is also bad, but in no way does it endorse our methodology for curing it.
Yeah, that's something I want to talk about later is like the thing that makes no fap and semen retention really weird is the same thing that every internet thing is the grifters who come in. Like the
Completely.
paleo diet is like something that mm, gained prominence because people were like, hey, all these ancient cultures did this, maybe, and they didn't have, diabetes, so maybe there's something to it. So it comes from like a
So
place of go for it.
what I like to think about it in terms of stupid internet culture, if you've ever been to a bulk barn, they have all these big barrels filled with like nuts, and you scoop them out and put them in your bag. Basically, if you think of the internet is a room of a billion of those barrels, and you can pick up little pieces of life advice and philosophy that whether or not they're going to help your life, they probably won't. But what has happened in the last 20 years is very nefarious forces have come and sort of either put their own barrel that looks exactly the same as the no fat barrel, or they've literally gotten in the no fat barrel and been like, yeah, take a scoop of this. Oh, by the way. Like, you know what I'm saying? So because what has happened is no fat, because it is such a translatable tenant for so many really dark ideas, the Proud Boys, Nazis, the men's like the manosphere, my personal favorite dark corner of the internet. What a bunch of bearded fucks. Just shut the fuck up about butter. All of those sort of groups have taken NoFap as a tenant, but why NoFap is the most fascinating is because Alexander Rhodes is your classic early millennial nerd in that he has found himself a corner and a patch, and he is standing on it, and there is no moving him off of that patch, no matter how many people take his philosophy and adapt it to use it as a recruitment tool for truly evil organizations. He's like, no, NoFap is good. And it's just like, yeah, man, but like literally like fucking shithead Gavin McGinnis like is literally being like, if you don't jack off, that means that you're with me. And could you just disavow that? And you're like, no, anyone who doesn't watch porno is my friend. And you're like, oh fuck, you're hard to talk to, Alex. It's
This is
Alexander.
everything, every single thing. And the reason they all co-opt it is it's a boost. It's the boost in testosterone. It's the doubling of your testosterone.
Which it doesn't
So
actually do, but what's so annoying is it
does
just
honestly, here's the crazy thing is multiple studies show this. It does in the short term. In a 7-day period, sometimes
okay
people's testosterone goes up a bunch, but then it goes back down.
because but
Because
that then
basically that's like your body being like, yo,
oh
get this nut out.
it's the other thing
But
is
then
it's
you
like,
don't, and your body's like, I guess you're a loser and you're fucking
yeah,
don't want a
we
nut.
tried to make you a man to tell you to come. That's why we're starting our new organization, Dylan. The FAPs.
99% of no fap is men, so
Of course. And 1% is also men.
champions.
They've changed the statistics. I do not believe anything that a man named Alexander Rhodes from Pittsburgh when it comes to statistics. I don't believe him. I asked a bunch of people, like who? Me, myself, and Irene, who's
Yeah.
also me. I like that movie. That's exactly the joke he would do. I guarantee it.
Well, if people also use quote studies, I would say it is in the single digits in the world of people who've actually read those studies.
Oh yeah. I
Do you know
mean,
how long these fucking studies are? Click on any study, even if you're like, I vehemently believe this study is correct or incorrect. And you click on it and you're like, you win, study. This
you
is 900 pages about if ants have bigger dicks than spiders.
First of all, I did that study, and they
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Second of all, and it was hot. Second of all, my mom is a university professor, and I like to argue with her about politics. And the amount of times an academic study has then been brought up on a laptop, and I have to then sift through it because she's made a point from it. And it's like, this is not fair. You're the only person that would be like, actually, I think you'll find, go fuck yourself. University of New Brunswick.
Yeah, what we're trying to do on this show really is bring back the times where you didn't look things up. It's one guy told me this in a bar, and that is the truth now. That's what we want.
To the bar. The other thing that I think is very fascinating about NoFap is the fact that like they as a little organization, have kept going, and they continually bat away sort of like negative aspects and stuff like that. They literally are just constantly like, actually, it does this 175, 175. And it's the seeds planted. You see how so many organizations keep going in the face of facts that contradict their point. And it is very much something bred by the online culture. But the idea of like, no Fap is based off of a study from 2003 that has been disavowed and is not true. That all that they do to continue their low going is they just keep that disavowed, no longer true part out of any documentation, and they just are like, we good, we rock. And you're like, God fucking damn it, guys. I don't think you good, and I do not think you rock.
Yeah, it is at best short term, not forever. And we're gonna take a short break now, and we're gonna talk about the best people on the internet,
Yeah,
the
that's
semen
right.
retention people.
We're not gonna after the
The
break.
real winners. Nice.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you took that break to not jack off, but instead retain some semen. Because
Oh yeah, let's talk fuck semen retention, baby.
okay,
I'm
tell
fucking
me more about
retenting all this
retention.
semen.
Dylan, tell me more. So semen retention is something Dylan messaged me about that I only checked this morning. I watched two alleged doctors talk about it on YouTube. Here's some real signs that they are not good doctors. One, if the YouTube video starts with a preset, the stars from Windows Media Player in 2007, get the fuck out. This is not a real doctor. And also, dry-mouthed woman. Hi.
there is I forget what her name is, but there's a lady who's like, here's why semen retention is hot to girls, which is one of the funniest things. Um I know every time I've been on a date, a girl was like, so do you have all your cum, or is some of it outside of you? And I'd be like, oh no, I have all of it. And then she'd be like, here is a form. This is the form you have to get my father to sign. We're getting married. Give me your cum or whatever. Stop retenting it. Semen retention is like the next level, is the internet version of No Fap. No Fap is like a weird guy read something. Well, I guess that's very internet too. Semen retention is like the next step up, where it's like, here's semen retention. And this is via healthline.com. And I want to stress healthline.com is like, when my son was under a year and he was having breathing problems, I helped use healthline.com to alleviate my wife's anxieties about his health. And they have a whole article on semen retention because the world is fantastic.
Also, I just want to let you know, semen retention to No Fap, what it really strikes me at is if you get into the men's rights activists, there's a quarter of men's rights activists, which I can't remember what they're called, but it's like, we're like primal sexual. And what it is just gay guys that are super closeted, and they're like, we're so tough and we love men so much, we fuck men, but in nowhere are we gay. And it's like, I mean, I disagree, but I really like the mental leap that you guys have taken. And semen retention has that same level of intensity where it's like, we are not those no fap cunts. We retain our semen. Therefore, we are better. It's like, oh, okay, what darkness is associated with this? Oh, we retain our semen and we drown women in that semen. Oh, Christ. Oh, Christ. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, Dylan. Tell me more about what I assume is going to involve a lot of maroon carpets and men chanting.
Well, this is just some studies. 2018, researchers conducted a study on the length of ejaculatory abstinence and semen characteristics. They noted varied quality and limited nature of existing studies. Evidence suggests that an abstinence period of less than a day rather than a longer abstinence period is linked to improvement in sperm mobility.
Go ahead.
This is not what semen retention people, they're like, yeah, man, my sperm, I want fucking more mobility. In the year 2000, a study of male athletes researchers found that sexual activity didn't have a detrimental effect on athletic performance, but having intercourse 2 hours before a competition could.
I mean, without looking at the medical study, why do you think sexual performance can affect on athletic ability? Here's what I'm thinking it is. You're not going to keep your eye on the prize because you're already like, I already slammed a 10 because I'm a
whatever, man.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking, you think I give a fuck about the gold? I got the white on her face, bruh. And then you're just looking for people to high five
on her face,
but instead of participating in the Super Bowl. That's what you would do.
Instead of participating in the Super Bowl
Yeah, bro. I
on
don't
her
need to get on
face,
that
John.
field. I
That's
already fucked a
ridiculous.
chick, bro. I don't need to get out there. I fucking Belichick. I fucking won. It's Belichick. No, it's Belichick now that I fucking spat.
Whatever. I'm too relaxed
I
for any
fucked a
of
girl that looked like you, Bill. You fucked a girl that looked like me.
this.
Yeah, that's what I'm into.
That's what I'm into. Coaches,
Yeah,
old coaches.
I'm into people that look like some sort of weird tarp made of leather that hasn't been properly put away.
A 2007 study found that androgen receptors in the brain, which help your body make use of testosterone, were lower with frequent masturbation. And then 3 separate small studies said, these are small studies, but 28 people said that you do have a short-term gain in testosterone by not jacking off for 7 days.
Anytime an internet medical study uses the word receptor, run the fuck away.
And then I found like
No.
kind of a short explanation on some of the benefits of semen retention
Go
according
ahead.
to the semen retention people, and I want to use this site because it is
SRP?
from Bro Joe U, baby.
Oh fuck yeah! They found our
And that's a
university
.org,
funding
bitch.
is a fucking website.
That's a org. It's not. There's no money. These Bro Joes are here just for fucking charity.
So these guys have nothing to do with brojou.net. That's a different organization. So that's like the Yale to their Harvard.
What's brojou.net?
It's a new website I've started called brojou.net.
Yeah, fuck yeah, buddy. Get on
Brojo.org.
GoDaddy. Buy it.
I'm not going GoDaddy. We're in the internet science. I do not respect GoDaddy. All websites, you're just allowed to have one. You just think it and it's yours.
Yeah, I think you should. Yeah, you should be born and you should get a GeoCities. That's how it should work.
I think the only way you're not allowed to get a number that allows you to do a job until you have your own GeoCities and you put whatever on it, so we just know what your personality is going into the work.
Yeah, you should have a GeoCities that you get to update every 5 years. So you just have to deal with the one you made when you were 20 for 5 whole years, and you're like, "Fuck, I can't wait for that fucking 5 years to be up."
I really wish that a friend of mine's GeoCities was preserved, that he handed in web design, and it showed the Parliament buildings of Canada being run over by a tank and then lit on fire. And the guy was like, "What is this for?" And he was like, "It's my politics website."
That's sick, bro.
And I must stress this: the year was, Dylan. What year was it?
1999.
It was 2001.
Whoa. Okay.
November?
Was it late in the year that he submitted this?
It was. It was December of 2001.
Fuck.
Make the connection.
Sick. So here, all right. So here's some benefits of semen retention:
Go ahead.
self-confidence and a notable boost in courage.
Don't need either of those things. I have too much courage. I actually
Attractiveness to the opposite sex.
What about the opposite sex?
Attractiveness.
Don't need that.
Attractiveness to the opposite sex. Not sure if that's a sentence. Energy and focus, mental clarity and awareness, including social situations.
I'm going to say this right now. The following things that everything supposedly, like, it gives you mental clarity. When you think about the mental clarity sounds so great. What anything does. Shitting gives you mental clarity. I farted coming off an airplane 2 days ago, and I've never been more zen in my entire life. It was almost a full, and it was while I was walking, and it was like like when a magician's pulling out that scarf from his pocket. It was like that, but if they were like the size of my fist and they were in my asshole made of air, that gave me mental clarity.
Groundedness, calmness, significantly reduced anxiety. That one's a flat out lie. That's like one of the best ways to relieve anxiety is to shoot.
One of the best ways to also bear in mind, and Dylan knows this too. We've spoken to a man who says if you've had too much pot, sometimes you got to jack it out. And as someone that has tried that, he's not wrong.
Yeah, if you get too high, using weed, blow a load.
He's not wrong.
That's what we want you to take from our podcast. That's the only piece of 100% solid advice. If you get too high, you got to jack off then and there, no matter who's around.
I got 2 pieces of advice. They both involve weed and mental clarity. 1, you feel a bit too high and you're by yourself, pull that pud, my friend. You'll reset. 2, if you're not alone, but you still need to reset, cup of orange juice. Not as good as pulling your pud. But
orange juice. Orange juice is a big one. Cuts your high in half.
Yeah, nothing Nothing beats beating the bishop so you can get
Mhm.
the Sunday goods. But
If you want to pour orange juice on your hard dick, that's fucking. You won't even be high ever again.
if you
Then
want
you've.
to attain the highest level of semen retention, you actually need to get a tiny funnel and you need to pour some orange juice down your dick hole. And if you can do that without screaming, you get to level 7 gold semen retention, which is your cum becomes purple.
Yeah, a lot of this is like pretty much amateur Scientology, but you get a deeper voice, you
No.
lose weight, increased muscle mass, better sleep. That's a lie for sure. Clear skin, no acne. You can see who they're aiming this at with the no acne thing.
Oh yeah.
The last one is, but also all of these are basically like benefits of having more testosterone. So it's all linked to that one study.
And the reason also why you would use all of that is if it's someone who's cross-referencing research. It's the other thing is all of these articles are also written to like maximize like stupid things like social media optimization because they're all using the same words of mental clarity, clear your head. Like they're all using not the like they're not all going, it makes your testosterone more, but they're giving all the same side effects. So it's one of those things where it's like if you Google them, that's going to come up. It's again feeding the whole beast. It's the sort of it's the wonderful grifter side of the marketplace that is the internet, is that everything backs up the claim of one fuck with glasses going, this is like again, this all traces back to making a web developer in Pittsburgh slightly more donations on a website with a rocket fucking drawing on it. Like this is the why the internet
Oh yeah.
stinks, is it's literally like a man in a goatee is sat on a carpet talking about how you need to retain your fucking juice. And as a result of that, a man named Alexander, who I guarantee does not go by Alex, is making is he's like upped a tax bracket by one as a result. Buh.
This is what I wanted to talk about the most. I want to talk about the fucking no fap grifters, baby. I
Love.
love the no fap grifters. They're my favorite part. Grifters are what the only thing Netflix makes anymore is grifter documentaries. And frankly, let's do away with any other documentaries that aren't grifter
I
documentaries. They're so fun.
I particularly love men's rights grifters, and you get so many of them in the NoFap movement because the amount of them that are just totally muscular, naked on a carpet, being like, "Don't you want to be like me? Really attractive. I make no mistakes. Fuck you." Like that's exactly like it's just gross. Go ahead. So many people in medical coat in white coats that want you to think they're a doctor, and they are. And I cannot say this enough. Very much not a doctor.
So we'll talk about some of the ones that are like kind of this guy, he hasn't been explicitly said as a grifter yet, but Andrew Huberman
Ladies and
has
gentlemen,
a
welcome to
PhD.
the first episode of John and Dylan Go Online. One of our little bits is a little thing I like to call Huberman Watch. We are watching John Huberman slowly go from being a man who works at an actual university to being a guy that's got probably $80 million and a big podcast and is going to say something wild about neurology. You
It's
want to know
Andrew
right?
Huberman, actually. So remember his name because he
What did I
doesn't
call him?
seem too problematic. John Huberman.
Pardon me.
You
That's his
confused
brother.
you and him.
I did. I confused. Yeah. Listen, we are both on our way to creating a fascist army, but just in very different paths.
Pretty much now he's just being like he's a neuroscientist and he's just talking about how to rewire your brain to lose weight and have a bunch of loads, but it's like he does the thing where he will put a video online that's just about like I don't know, strengthening pathways in the brain, but then I hope he has a social media manager who'll be like the best way to not nut. Like that's what the
So, yeah,
video is called.
so part of the thing to watch for with the internet is so in the wake of 2016, social media companies adjusted the algorithm for users because governments were putting huge pressure on them because they essentially had just like, oh, we made a factory for nightmares. So they've adjusted the algorithm for other people. So if you'll notice, people in general are not at like there are intense examples of but there people are not as committed as intense. Not everyone's on edge because of those algorithms have been scaled back in terms of grabbing and throwing you really dark stuff. That has not happened for anyone who is a rampant terminally online influencer, so that the way they're given money, the way it is geared for users growth is more shocking, more specific titling, and you're sort of led towards certain categories, which is why the internet constantly narrows in terms of view and discussion into very specific topics, because that is sort of what is happening to those influencers as they are being rewarded by talking about those more topics more and more, because those communities are the ones that are actively online throwing money. So you'll watch as Andrew Huberman, if this does hold to the theory of John and Dylan, is that it's going to narrow more and more, and he is going to start titling videos with like no fap equals enlightenment, stuff like that. The other thing to always watch out for is if someone is online with a podcast claiming to be a scientist and they start talking about the benefits of nicotine, I always worry, because that feels like someone who stays at the lab late to research because he doesn't want anyone to contradict his views. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is from, I mean, honestly, this is stuff, this is Andrew Huberman talking basically about porn addiction and stuff. So there's a bit of that, but then other pages will take like this one. I just type no fap into YouTube and neuroscientist, no fap benefits that will shock you, Andrew Huberman in brackets. And
And bear in
he's pretty
mind,
much talking about don't watch porn, but then it gets rejigged.
so,
Neuroscientist,
and the thing is,
testosterone and energy will flow like crazy whenever you want. Scientific trick
so the thing with
from
this is
Business Core.
not watching porn is good. You shouldn't watch it that often, but it's that quick thing of it, like everything, it speeds up so quickly. Don't watch porn, never watch
Mm.
porn, never jack off, own a woman. Like it's just, you're like, whoa, 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 whoa,
Well,
whoa.
it is the whole thing of like, hey, I should moderation is a lot harder
Oh, fuck off.
than you'd think, you know what I mean?
That's right.
So it's easier to wrap your head around like, oh, I'll just never do that.
Yeah, and it's also that idea of, it's so interesting how like rigid we all, like the internet's so like, it started off, it's a place for freedom, and now it's all like it's a place where you get a new set of rules to live your whole life by.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the internet's too good, and then everyone stared at it for 20 years, and now everyone's trying to basically have a multi-level marketing scheme where the essential thing is like, hey man, maybe just go outside.
Yeah, exactly. The amount of different ways you're just being sold, like turn off the computer. You know what I mean? Like, but they're like,
Go to the park.
yeah, instead of go to at the park, bring your computer to the park and stare at it there near a bird. And you're like,
Yeah.
no.
All of the YouTube thumbnails for NoPap are just a guy standing. First one is him depressed at a computer, and then the next one is him standing in public with women around him.
Can
And
I
it's
just say,
like also just standing in public is good.
the new big red flag in terms of YouTube thumbnail for me is when the entire description of the video is written out in the thumbnail of the video. Watch the fuck out for that one, where it's literally like no fab leads to man eating car, and the description is then written also on the thumbnail. That always is to me is an indicator of like, this person is trying to create an audience. They are leaving nothing to chance. They and Big Cubes, he doesn't have it on the video's thumbnail yet, but right next to it, very intense description. Huberman, you're on my fucking list. Go ahead, Dylan.
Huberman, you're on the fucking list.
You made
But
the
he's
list.
being used a lot for this, talking about porn addiction and losing weight and shit. Jordan Peterson,
Of course.
that's more of like an ancillary one. My favorite is this dude Hamza, who comes out, or Hamza. He comes up when you type in no fap. He's all over it. How this guy fucking hates his dick, never uses it, has learned to piss out his butt. Um, and this is just from a blog of a guy who also, this is the Hamza thing I love, is this dude, the guy who wrote this blog, likes Jordan Peterson. And here's a quote from it. It's renowned clinical psychologist Jordan Peterson sells his programs of self-authoring suite for only $29.90, $14.95 for each of the separate programs. Harvard psychiatrist Dr. Elak Konja sells his full bundle guide at $60, $20 for each of the 3 separate modules. Whereas in comparison, Hamza's 30 call program is listed at $747, and his 60-minute program is priced at $997. So it's pretty dope that you would be charging that much more than people who are already grifters.
I see your Hamza and I raise you the Proud Boys. The Proud Boys are my favorite new no fap influencer because they've added something to it which still allows you to fap, which is you can jack off but near a woman. And what I like about it is, this is how I imagine the meeting. We got to make it no fap part of our policy. And then everyone stood up and went, bro, we are neckbeard bartenders from 2012 and we suck. We have to be able to jack off. And then it's like, all right, well, we need to find our loophole. You can do it near a woman. Yeah, but she doesn't have to consent. I mean, this is the Proud Boys, so we're probably pretty creepy. Good, good. As long as we can be creepy, all hail the Proud Boys. Like, it's just so fucking stupid that they're like, no fap is bad. We also fap sometimes.
I mean, the whole thing, the way it started is no nut November, and then that goes into destroy dick December. So there you go.
What happens in
Just
Destroy Dick December? Do you just
you fucking beat off a ton,
Yeah, I like that. I like Destroy Dick December a lot.
but then you just don't do the no nut November.
What about also then there's Fapuary. That's where you get
February,
right?
Jackuary, February, Master Barch, ass Jack off April, Master A,
And of course,
fucking Jack Jude, Jack July, ass, and then a bunch of jacking off in your fucking before the sunlight August. Yeah,
and then of course September.
Spanktember.
Of course, and October is Cocktober. That's where you don't jack off, but you get real hard and look at it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's known. Well, and then some of this is in like tantric sex where you can bust, but there's no stick. You know.
Favorite memory from one of my favorite memories from theater school. I was in a bar called the Electric Pussy in Montreal. I can't remember what
That's
that was.
good.
French. Fafunda Electric. And a guy walked up to a girl. I do tantric sex. And she went, "What is that?" And he went, "It's sex with a big dick." And
Well, that was in the 90s. They said Sting could have sex for 6 hours, but then it came out that he counted dinner, which I thought was super funny.
he
Oh,
counted
no,
dinner.
dinner's part. Yeah, he was counting dinner. He was like, yeah, dinner's part of it.
No, it's not. Dinner is very much going against sex because if I eat the way I want to eat, there's no sex happening. I'm full of, for some reason, meatballs.
I forget what dating show it is, but my wife watched the Brazilian version of it and just how forward Brazilian people were, where this guy literally was like, "Hey, it's our third date. Don't eat too much because we're fucking." Like that's what he said. He was like, "You can't eat too much. Leave room for some dick." And she was like, "I will."
Do you
That's
remember?
pretty dope.
You remember in the 90s when if someone ordered oysters, that was like that's an aphrodisiac. There were so many.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, it was such a
Kind of
weird.
Cosby someone with oysters, and
Yeah,
then
it's like,
just eat a full 2 pounds of oysters. You're like, this isn't working the way I want.
I also think that what is not explained, especially for people of our generation, is because of when we got the internet. The thing with sex is it went from literally like friends, it's like they're kissing because they had green beans and that makes your nipples hard, to literally like not like literally like this girl got in the bus and now these 8 guys are gonna fuck her holes. And you're like, where,
Oh
where,
yeah, baby.
where was the middle ground? It's like there is no middle ground. Do you want to watch porn by Homer and Lenny? No? Well, too bad. That's what's for dinner.
Yeah, here's the
Put
secret.
it,
We've
put it
never
in
had a
your
good attitude
nose.
towards sex. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. Oh, can we also stop with "let's go"? I'm officially done with people just yelling "let's go." I fuck off. We're not going anywhere. We're in hell.
Where are go? My favorite No Fap YouTube video title is by Captain Sinbad, and the title is "Women Can Smell the Retention on You."
Oh, they can smell it. It's also they smell other things like BO and I assume also cum, even though you're doing semen retention.
Yeah, that's the fucking thing, man. You fucking if I didn't jack off for fucking a week, I'd gain 5 pounds. It'd just be loads, just extra 5 pounds of fucking shoot in me.
If I didn't
Then
jack off, I would gain
but
5
I'd be
pounds of
taller.
dried blood because of the amount of murders I committed.
um, celebrities that don't jack off. This is my favorite thing where it's like no fap celebrities. They'll say
Cannot
Tesla,
wait.
Freud, Gandhi, Steve Jobs, Napoleon Hill, 50 Cent, Kanye. All of them weird.
I'm gonna say this right now. Kanye is a these are the things you learn from listening to Kanye's interviews. He's like Hitler a lot longer than we were all aware of. And that guy had
Yeah.
a real issue with porn addiction because I've never seen someone so openly been like, then, you watch porn for 8 hours and then you just write Jesus walks. And he says it in a way where it's like, it's 24 hours. You have a bunch of phone numbers of porn stars. You call because you're friends because you see them more than your real friends. And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. What was that, Kanye? And he's like, Hitler is real and you've watched so much porn that you just assume everyone's going to be naked.
Well, I would see Kanye is so mentally ill. I would imagine him watching porn for 8 hours while standing, like
Oh,
no
100%.
jack off, just standing, staring unblinkingly,
Just
being like, "This is humanity."
just in a full suit. Like, the scene in Taxi Driver where Travis Bickle takes Sybil Shepherd
Oh
to
yeah,
a
to the
theater?
porn theater. That's
I think
cool.
that Kanye did that to Kim Kardashian. Like Kanye saw that in the movie, he was like, "That's a great idea for a first date." And then he took Kim Kardashian to a
Hmm.
porno theater, and Kim Kardashian is just too obsessed with status, where she's just like, "He's got enough platinum records, just fucking roll with it."
He is a genius. All right, let's just keep it going here. But yeah, that's pretty much no fap. Also, I would like to say this if you're having problems with porn addiction, seek help. But you don't have to fucking.
Yeah,
You just gotta have memories. You gotta. I don't know. I was a virgin until I was 23. You can just fucking.
and
You can just talk to somebody. I was. I would have been prime for no fap.
oh,
I would have. I would have probably not fapped
you
quite
are
a
looking
bit.
at two people that if they were 19 now would we wouldn't love Andrew Tate, but we did used to love Andrew Tate. Do you know what I'm saying?
If you're like, I don't get how people can like Andrew Tate, it's like, did you ever discover and like Andrew Dice Clay? Because
That's
that's
the
the
thing.
same thing.
Yeah, that's exactly the same thing. Because guess what? Andrew Dice Clay, when I was 17, it was literally like someone called the church, Jesus is back. Like,
Oh yeah.
what are you saying that he's done nursery rhymes, but they're very mean towards people? You heard me. Little boy blue, he needed the money. Put it on. Put it on right fucking now. Put it on right now.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Also, but like
You're as
a
funny as
lot of
me.
those were just stolen.
Yeah, they're all the entire thing is stolen from Otto and George. So Otto, so you this is
Oh no, I meant like there's an old James Brown. There's him doing some of those in the fucking
of course,
60s.
of course it's like old. They're old weird
Yeah,
street
it's
jokes.
just
Like
yeah.
Otto and George started as street performers in the Bowery and in Alphabet City in New York, and he would do those when no one was around because it was like a known thing. And then he would do them up suppose like walking on stage and like in between jokes, and then character comedian Andrew, whatever the fuck his actual name is, Andrew Silverstein Clay or whatever, saw it, then started doing them in his act, and Otto Peterson of Otto and George, who's just a crackhead puppeteer, then went on the Opie and Anthony show and like attacked Dice in such a way that you could tell like, oh, this is real, and everyone's very uncomfortable because they do not handle the truth of the situation. So guys, if you have a porno addiction, reach out. And also, if you want to hear people bash Andrew Dice Clay, let's Google Otto and George, Opie and Anthony. And by the way, do not look at what Opie and Anthony are doing now that they've broken up. Speaking of the people that are turning people in the manosphere into Nazis, welcome to Anthony Cumia.
Oh yeah, we'll do an OPNT episode one
Oh
time.
my
But yeah,
God.
John, to wrap this episode up, we did record this episode once and we've re-recorded it now that we kind of have an idea of what this show is. John, let's wrap up on what's the weirdest place you've jacked off.
Great point. The weirdest place I have jacked off, I think, would be a botanical garden in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada during a -40 cold snap and blizzard. I did that because my friends and I had engaged in a weird truth or dare competition where we were pissing and shitting in various public places.
There you go.
And it almost ended up in one of my friends vomiting on another one of my friends, and someone needed to end the competition, and I end competitions. So you want to know what I did? I was I think I was either 13 or 14 and jacked off in the middle of fucking winter. That's what I fucking bring to the party.
Me, tent, family vacation, to a book.
A book? What book?
Stephen King's It Chapter
Oh
2.
no, I even know
Chapter 2 is important. Chapter 2.
That's better.
Not chapter 1. No, I haven't read chapter 1, never will.
Have you? But here's the problem with Stephen King's literature is Stephen King has a lot of, how do I say this, flowers blossoming in a real creepy way. Like the amount of times Stephen King typed out she was 14 and just learned her womanhood, and you're like, Stephen,
She was 14, then he leaves like 9 spaces in the book
yo,
and just
yo.
puts yo and then just another 9 spaces. Also, but it's so funny jacking up to a book where you're like, afterwards you just look at the picture of the author and then you just walk into the woods and you're like, I live in here now.
If your parents had caught you jacking off, do you think your mom would have been weirdly proud? Well, at least it wasn't the pornography.
If they had caught me jacking off to a book, I think that my mom would have just probably been way too encouraging. Like, you're becoming a man.
Yeah, you're
Would have
becoming a
been, no.
learned man of books.
I knew he was smart or something like that.
I bet you and also this is your stepdad, who, let's be honest, is a real man, and I guarantee he would have been stood next to some wood, being like, "Now that you've done it once to the book, remember that chapter. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's you don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
John, in the first episode, you told me what the weirdest thing you jacked off to was. Can you please share that again?
I forgot what I said because I'm very tired.
I'll never forget.
Please remind me.
You masturbated to the night at the Roxbury, was
Of
it?
course, I now masturbated to Molly Shannon and Will Ferrell having sex at Night of the Roxbury
Mm.
because bear in mind, this was a time before internet porno was accessible. So just the idea of two people simulating sex, no matter what, you just be like, I like this. Even though she was saying credenza a lot or something like that, doesn't matter. It's two people have sex.
Hey,
I'm for it.
hey, man, we're old pieces of shit. I remember still images. I remember a clearly faked photo of Sonny from the WWF did it for me.
I remember when a friend of mine just drew some porns that his brother had and then sold those pieces of paper for $5 each. And then someone else
He sold them.
was like, that's a good idea. And then just started drawing the principal and various ladies in our class, and then got caught
Ooh.
and was sent to the principal's office, where bear in mind the principal just burned the book in front of him in front of the school. My elementary
That's
school,
great.
upon hindsight, you look back and you were like, what errors we were making on every, like, the entire staff should have been fired. There was a teacher who never didn't wear sunglasses. I would immediately walk into that school right now if I was a parent and be like, you take those fucking sunglasses off. I'm not going to. Well, then you're fired. You're fucking fired, you creep. I don't know what you, because he's wasn't blind, not a medical condition. I think that guy was fucked up.
I always think back on like I feel for English teachers because they just have to. There'll be one the creative writing course, and they're like at the end they must be like, I got to read 30 of the worst stories
Oh my
anyone's
god,
ever
I can't
written.
wait to read. Yeah, and like two of the kids have been like, this is about an English teacher and he's a fucking loser.
Yeah, that'd be sick. No, they're all like fucking. And then it turned out it was the dad. The dad the whole time. We all knew it was the fucking dad.
You think you're fucking smart? Hey, Candace, I fucked your dad. What? I didn't, but you're gonna remember that for a while.
Oh yeah. Uh. Anyway, yeah. If you don't jack off, jack off. If you do, do. But whatever you do, please don't become a Nazi.
Yep.
Thank you so much for listening. You could join us on the internet, Twitter, Instagram, at Dylan Gott, at the John Hastings, TikTok as well. If you want to give your information to, just give us your information. Give
Hey
us
guys,
your financial
Cambridge
codes.
Analytica. Remember them? That's us.
And then we'll be doing next week E-Bombs World.
Dylan, I'll see you then for more knowledge on soundboards. Thank you so much for your time, listeners. Check out our Patreon, check out our social medias, listen to all the times we plug those things. Thank you. Oh, that's right. I have to stop it.